Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. The guy who owns Gunsite, the fabulous facility out in Arizona, Buz Mills, joins us right now. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing great, Tom. I love being here. You know, we get to see all the new stuff, what's coming out in the industry, what's new for 24, and meet old friends, do a lot of networking, and talk to you.
I wanted to show you a new pistol platform. It's called a 1911. You may not be familiar with it.
No, I'm not. No, tell me all about that.
Well, it's old. It's old-fashioned, and it's never going to catch on.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No.
Yeah, well, we only have 27 manufacturers in this country right now, and so you're probably right. You know, until we get to 30.
I was just going to say that was this morning.
It'll never catch on.
You know,
I grew up in the 40s and 50s, and I learned how to shoot with a 1911 pistol, and way back, we're talking late 50s, early 60s. The NRA had a $5 1911. They got them from I think it was CMP.
Okay.
And if you're an NRA member, you sent them $5, and
they would mail it to you.
And they mailed it to you.
Yeah.
And the postman left it on the front porch. I was in high school. And the next year, and I've still got that 1911. And the next year they had M1 carbines. Right. Yeah, and they were $15.
Holy cow.
I had delivered a lot of newspapers for that. And
this is before Gun Control Act of '68, when you could mail a gun.
Yeah.
You could buy it through the mail.
Yes.
You know.
And I got home before my mom, so I had a chance to get it tucked away before she got home.
But that's hilarious. Now, did you use a 1911 in the Marines?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, that was 1960, 62.
Right.
Back then, and 1911, I started out, went to boot camp. We had M1, and then we transitioned to M14.
Wow.
Which is nothing but an M1 with a box magazine.
There you
go. With a modern caliber. They got away.
We went to 308. Yeah.
Yeah. They got away from the 30-06,
right.
308. But the ballistics of the cartridge are the same.
All right. We got to talk about this thing that just happened. I mean, we got right now as we're talking, they're still doing the trial in New York with the NRA and Letitia James and everything that's going on, and you sit on the board?
Yes, I'm still on the board.
Of the NRA.
Yeah, I've been there 15 years.
One of the good guys, and I'm just going to tell you, I mean, you know how I feel about the deal. I'm just real open about it. There are not a lot of good guys on the board right now. So
no, there aren't.
Concerned. And you just wrote this letter, open letter, and I call it a blowtorch because you called them all out. You want to talk about what you said and where we are?
Well, it's like this, Tom. The NRA members have been the victim in this thing, and Letitia James is for all the hype and all the BS and everything. Letitia James is doing us a favor.
Isn't that something?
And she when she was running for AG, she said, "Well, I'm going to get the NRA, this, that, and the other." Well, she had no idea what she was going to find. So she scratched the surface away on this thing and got into it and start uncovering all this malfeasance, if you will, for lack of a better word.
I call it theft, but that's a whole different thing.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
And so, but she started finding all this stuff. And all of this stuff has been admitted to now in several court cases. The faux bankruptcy case that we had in Texas that we filed without board notice.
The board didn't even know you were filing for bankruptcy.
Didn't even know. And this, but you see what this is. What this is the ability of our executive officer who'd been there for 30 plus years to manipulate the board. And so by doing this, he was able to consolidate his power to the point where he could do these things.
Well, and let me jump in here because you worked hard trying to, you're a businessman. You know how to read a spreadsheet. You know how to read the books.
Yep.
And you said, let me see the financials, and they wouldn't let you see the financials.
Well, that's a fact. And
and you're a board member.
I know it. And so, being a board member actually means very little now. Because of the way they've been operating. And so a good thing a good thing is what Letitia James is doing. She's made us clean up our house. She's made us do that. And it's unfortunate that we were not well served by our own audit committee and the chairman and co-chairman of the audit committee permitted all of this malfeasance and enabled or facilitated it.
I was just going to say they were actually part of the malfeasance.
They were, and so now they say, well, Wayne is gone; he's retired, and so now these people want to be the leadership.
We're going to put in the same people who are part of the problem, and now we're going to let them be the leadership?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
That's what Letitia James has got to be saying right now. Are you kidding me? I've told you to clean up your act. It's time to clean it up. If you don't clean it up, if we don't do it ourselves, and we've got the opportunity to do it now.
But why would the board do that when the board's never done it before?
Well, they have to understand. The board has got to understand. If we don't clean it up, then the New York AG is going to clean it up. And when they come after you with that tube, it's not going to be fun.
It's not going to be pretty. Well, is it possible? And I love you like a brother, but I think everybody on the board ought to go.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. We need to start with everybody that was being subsidized, if you will.
That's a nice way to put it.
Well, there's a lot of conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And it's not immediately apparent. But those people need to go away first. But we have an opportunity to clean this up. We've done. Don't get me wrong. The NRA has done fabulous things. We saved the American manufacturers of firearms when in 2004 with the Lawful Commerce and Arms Act.
PLCAA, exactly.
Which the NRA single-handedly got through Congress and got signed. And so we did that. And then we've done Heller and Bruin. And
without a doubt. That's all sorts of wonderful things.
We've done all that. All these wonderful things, including getting our best president elected, Donald Trump.
But in the same token, the leadership, now you're at like 50% of the revenue. They financially run it into the ground.
Yes.
And the building is falling apart and the roof is leaking. And I mean, that's like literally, not a figuratively thing. The roof is literally leaking.
No, I agree with you. I know all that's true, but I don't want to ever lose sight of the fact of what we have done. Now we've had 5 years of really rough road and that sort of thing, and due to the inaction of our audit committee and those members, they actually have cost us hundreds of millions of dollars that were misappropriated, and hundreds of millions of dollars that are paid to the attorneys. So let's get past that. Let's get past that now, and let's get some good people, honest people, to lead us forward. But we just don't have time. Time is of the essence. For God's sake, in November we got a great big election, but we need to regain the support. We need to put people in that can regain the support of our members, our previous members.
Trust has been lost,
and as well as the industry.
Right.
We have got to get the trust of the industry back, and the American people. America would not be the country it is today without the NRA. They just wouldn't. One of your freedoms for sure would go away. And, we've got this First Amendment thing before the Supreme Court very shortly. And so this is another great thing that the NRA has done. We've done all these great things, but we've cut our programs back. We're not doing as much stuff for kids. We used to do the Eddie Eagle program. We used to spend a lot of money on that, on training and education, vets, so much stuff.
Right.
And we're not doing anything now. Because we don't have any money.
There's no money there. So, all right. So, I'm going to wish you luck with it. I don't know if there's anything that individual members can do at this point to help.
We need letters. We need pressure on the board members. We need letters to the board members. We need letters to the NRA. We need you to contact your friends. And for God's sake, please follow what's going on. You can go on the web and follow what's going on. Some of this stuff, like they had past presidents were on the stand this week, and if you look at some of that testimony, it's embarrassing.
It's
Tom,
horrible.
it's embarrassing.
And people are trying to figure out, where do I go? NRA in Danger is a place you can go. They document what's going on.
NRA Watch, that's
NRA
another
Watch is another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
there are ways to know what's going on.